Hello, and welcome to Marketing Solutions for Local Businesses, the podcast where you will discover all the latest and greatest digital marketing tools, tips, and strategies you will need to implement in order to stay ahead of your competition. If you are not getting the results you are looking for from your digital marketing efforts, this is the podcast for you. And now, here's the host of our show, the local business guy himself, Frank Deming.
Hello, everyone. What's the good word? This is Frank Deming, the local business guy, and welcome to another episode of Marketing Solutions for Local Businesses. Before we get started with today's content, and I have a really good topic for you today, as always, but before we get started, I just want to do a couple of housekeeping. Number one, I want you guys, if you have any questions concerning any past episodes that we have put out thus far, if you have a question about a marketing technique that we have been introducing you thus far, please feel free to get in hold of us at 888-416-7752 or send us an email at info@lbmsllc.com. Reference the episode that you're talking about or the technique that you were actually concerned about, and we will reach out to you and give you the best advice possible. Again, that's 888-416-7752. Also, if you inspire to be a guest, if you have something you want to share to our listeners and you want to be a guest on our show, just follow that same process, 888-416-7752, or send us an email at info@lbmsllc.com, and we'll make sure that we'll put you on the schedule. Now, last bit of information before we get to today's topic. If you want to start your own podcast, if you've been listening to us or other podcasts and you say, man, that's kind of cool, I want to spread my message just like that, I want you guys to give Buzzsprout a chance. Buzzsprout is an awesome tool to use to start your own podcast and promote it. And the reason why I like Buzzsprout is because they give you all the tools that you need to easily spread the word and easily distribute your podcast, better said, to all of the real big players in the podcasting industry. And that's Apple Podcasts, that's Google Podcasts, that's Spotify, just to name a few. So if you are looking to start your own podcast, I really ask you guys, give Buzzsprout a shot. There's a link on the show notes here where you can click on. And when you start, if you use that link, you actually get a $20 gift certificate from Amazon, and it actually lets them know that we sent you. So Buzzsprout is the absolute best way to start a podcast. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, I want to talk to you about something that's important in today's world, marketing world, because COVID has changed the game, obviously, and I'm all about trends. Marketing trends is a huge thing for me. As a matter of fact, I can attribute my business success to paying attention to and taking advantage of marketing trends. In other words, I don't make any decisions on either my website, and definitely don't do it on my clients' websites or marketing practices, if you will, unless the data is telling me to make that decision. And usually trends is a good indicator, and it's not everything. Okay. I don't want you to think that when the trend is going a particular way, that everybody should run towards that trend. It's not about that. It's about taking a look at the data, and you got it's a tricky thing. You got to be quick, but you can't be so quick that it ends up messing you up, if that makes sense. Because if you go with a trend and the trend is actually a bad trend, and then you end up losing clients over it, then that's not a good thing, right? So you got to be astute with this, and you have to be purposeful. You have to be also, you got to be informed as to why this trend is happening in the first place. So in this case, in this episode, I'm going to be talking to you guys about marketing trends for the COVID-19 era. Now, because it's a COVID-19 situation, most likely these are trends that are going to, again, they're going to stick around for a while, or at least until COVID is over. And we all know that that's not really going to be quote unquote over until a vaccine has proven itself, etc. But so these are trends that you can probably bank on. The trends I'm going to talk to you about today, the 5 trends I'm going to talk to you about today, you can probably bank on for quite some time. And if anything changes between now and until between the time that I release this episode and the end of COVID, I will definitely update. So again, I have been touted as the marketing trend person because I like to look at the trends, and I like to understand when and where I have to take advantage of them and when to leave it alone. But as you know, COVID-19 has really rocked this world, the whole world, not just the U.S. So I knew that there were, from a digital marketing standpoint, I knew that there were going to be some kind of changes. And I want to help you discern how best to take advantage of this and stay on top of things from a digital marketing standpoint, okay? If you're a local business, you want to take advantage of this in a certain way. So the number one trend that I've seen since COVID hit is this thing called featured snippets. So you want to take advantage of / create featured snippets. If you don't know what featured snippets are, if you go over to Google and you Google a question, and let's say if you say, let's play it around, just go over to Google right now and type, what is a featured snippet, right? And you're going to see some little snippets of information. So those are the featured snippets. It's basically short answer boxes. Okay, technically that's what it is. And you what you want to do is you want to end up with that, because here's the reality. Here's the reality of feature snippets these days is they get about an 8% click-through rate, because there's just like quick, short answers to whatever that is. You're going to get a lot, if you can create these things, you're going to get a lot of traffic. Just increase your traffic by 8%. Think about it. So if you want your snippet to be featured, you want to simply create content that answers specific questions that your audience may have. So I'm a huge advocate of research. Okay, give me 1 second as I take a sip of water. Got a frog in my throat again, guys. I don't know what it is. Anyway, so you want to take advantage of doing a lot of research as to what your clients or your customers are asking. I'm a huge advocate of that. I do that for me, and I do that a lot I do a lot more for my customers than I do it for me, actually. It's so funny how I pay more attention to my client stuff than my stuff. I live on forums. I go on a lot of these other, Instagram, Facebook groups and all that kind of stuff. and I'm just poking around and seeing what people are asking for, and then I can create snippets from that. Here's your goal: is you want to get our friends at Google to choose your featured snippet when people ask questions related to your field. And there are specific ways of doing that. If you can actually go on Moz.com. Moz.com has a lot of cool tools that you can do some keyword research and see what the trends are in that kind of question. That's going to give you an indication of what people are asking for, and you can just make sure that you optimize that little blog post or whatever that you want to use as a snippet, that it pops up into the Google snippet. So it's a lot more to that that I can't really get into on this episode. Otherwise, this episode will be like 3 days long. But but it's definitely something that you want to consider. And again, you guys know how to get a hold of us. Okay, so just click on the on the show notes. We have contact us page. We have a plethora of ways of getting a hold of us, or give us a call. We always try to help you as much as possible. So we're an open book. So this is a powerful thing. The reason why it's number one is that it's really, really, really become popular during COVID, and that 8% click-through rate is going up, by the way. So if I have to touch on this subject ever again, I definitely would want to see what an update is on that. But that's a very powerful thing right now to get more traffic to your website during COVID. Okay, so now number 2 is offer online purchases. Now, if there's ever a time that you want to pivot your business, and if you were ever thinking about, put it this way, if you were ever thinking about selling stuff online, this is the time to do it. If let's say you were a person that you never wanted to sell anything online, I think you're highly mistaken, and you want to turn some things online. If there was ever a time to do it, this is the time to do it. Okay, because e-commerce is where it's at. Because in-store shopping is not, at least for the foreseeable future, increasing at all. I mean, there's stores closing at a record pace now. So that's why it's important to give your customers the option to make their purchases online. Okay, so people say, well, Frank, I'm a dentist, and you're not going to lose business because of COVID. Okay, you're not. But let's say you're you're a med spa. Let's say that. There are stuff at med spas that you go to a lot of these medical spas. I have a lot of clients who have med spas, and you go in and they have a plethora of things that they sell right there at the store after the med spa. After the treatment is over, or whatever. So let's say you're treating somebody, and because of COVID, the amount of people that you can have inside, at least for now, is limited, right? So you can't have like maybe 3 people at the same time. They all have to have masks. It's kind of uncomfortable. People just want to rush out of your spa, right? So you have to have online purchase options for those folks that you have on whatever you have display in your lobby. Have it online, and I can't begin to tell you how many people don't do that now, and I don't understand why. So this is the time to do it. That's a trend that's happening now. That if you're not doing it, you want to do it. Same thing with massage businesses. You want to have whatever you had on essential oils, whatever you had on sale. You want to use it here, a gym, let's say. Whatever you were selling at the gym, you want to sell online if you're not doing it already. Things are changing, and this is a huge trend also since COVID. and you want to take advantage of it. You don't want to slack. Please don't slack with this stuff. This is very, very important, guys. This is your business. This is what it's all about. So I don't want you to slack. I want you to really go out and take advantage of this, and start thinking outside the box of what you can sell online. I can guarantee you that there's something that you can sell online to offset whatever you've lost from foot traffic. Okay. Now, number 3 is you want to optimize for mobile. See, mobile searches have always gone up. It's always been on a trend up. But here's the deal. During COVID, it's almost quadrupled. Why? Because people are on their phone. People are multitasking. When they're home chilling out in front of the TV, they're on their phones. And that's where you want to capture them. But if you have a very sluggish website that is not optimized for mobile for whatever reason, you're gonna lose them, and they're gonna go to your competitor and purchase from them. So that's the number 3 trend is mobile, and you want to optimize for it because you want to create what's called AMP pages. And I think I have a blog post that I wrote about AMP pages. I'll put a link on it on the show notes here. But AMP pages are ways that it's some code that takes your website, and depending on where you put the code on each page, it really optimizes it, and it just takes a different level of how it displays in terms of speed on your mobile. And it only shows up like that on your mobile. On your desktop, it's a little different. So that's another topic. But it's something that you want to consider, that if you're working with a digital marketing agency already, or if you're not, give us a call, obviously. But if you are working with one, tell them, hey, on my pages, doing all the AMP best practices. So that's a good question you want to ask. So you want to optimize for mobile because that is the trend now during COVID. Now, number 4, trend is, you want to try shoppable social media. What you call it, Facebook Marketplace. You want to be able to try. A lot of people on social media during COVID. And that's not going anywhere. So think of a way that you can monetize your business using social media. Like I said, go on Facebook Marketplace or any other, like TikTok is huge. But you want to be visible there. You want to be more visible on social media than ever, because here's the reason. The use of social media almost quadrupled during COVID, and so you want to be more visible there, especially since if your sales went down during COVID, you got to up your game and be where your potential customers are. Okay, and for the most part, they are on social media. It's just up to you to do the research and find out which platform your potential customers mostly hang out at. So here's some food for thought. Here's some tips here that you may not know. If you are particularly a B2B person, a B2B business. In other words, if you sell to other businesses, let's say you are a coach and you sell business coaching to other businesses, or you sell training packages to other businesses, then you may want to promote anything on, say, LinkedIn. Or if you're B2C, let's say you are, I don't know, you are a, okay, I'll give you an example. Let's go with the med spa. So you're in med spa, and you mostly sell to individuals who are looking for treatment or whatever, and you want to sell your packages like we talked about before online. You can hang out on, say, Facebook Marketplace. Believe it or not, TikTok right now is hot. So you want to create some funky videos. My good friend Laura Shipman is a huge advocate of it. And now I'm becoming a huge advocate of it because of her enthusiasm. But if you could get past all of the silly teenage videos that are out there, and you actually have a directed message on TikTok and point it to your target audience, you can actually make a killing using that platform because it's a hot platform. I think COVID helped TikTok beyond belief because now people have more time on their hands. They wanted to play around with different things, and they've discovered this thing that a lot of people thought it was silly in the beginning. Now it's becoming kind of a gold mine, kind of a cash cow thing. So that's one thing you want to do. Okay, you want to make sure you want to try shoppable social media like TikTok, who has a marketplace, Facebook, who has a marketplace, Instagram, etc., etc. Okay, now number 5, last but not least, you want to get back to basics. See, with all of the chaos and the uncertainty in the market today, customers are basically craving the old-fashioned basics of businesses. They really are. See, that's why many brands are focusing heavily on trust, loyalty, and strong customer service. And this is a huge trend, guys. I've done all the research. You know, I'm a research maven. I love doing research. Before I put out a podcast, I do a plethora of searches and research of what people are looking for, and that's where this information is coming from. Okay, so you have to understand that these foundational concepts make a difference to customers who are unsure of what the future holds. Okay. So when they feel cared for and valued, they have no need to look elsewhere to spend their money. I want you to think about that. Okay, so if you're out there getting things done and you are, promoting your stuff on online, and you are, you're optimizing for mobile, and you are, you set up your business to offer online purchases, and you've done your research correctly, and you've actually got featured on these featured snippets from that Google has. You're basically already going back to basics, right? If you do the top 4, 5 will take care of itself because you're showing the trust, loyalty, and strong customer service there. You got to bring it. You got to put it all together with that because that's just good old fashioned business basics. That's why, that's what it's all about. Now, here's the bottom line. The marketing game is changing and it's changing faster than ever before. So you've got to change with it or risk being left in the dust, unfortunately. So COVID-19 may have done a number on your, on our marketing strategies, man. For 2020, we probably had a bunch of what you will call it, goals and all of this stuff, right? And COVID-19 probably threw a monkey wrench in there. I get it, but you want to look at the bright side. All of this chaos forces you and your team to see what you're really made of. You got to dig deep inside the guts of your business. And I talk about this a little bit in my book, Seven Steps to Recession Proofing Your Business, which was written way before COVID, by the way. So you may want to pick that book out because it's going to help you tremendously. I'll leave a link on the show notes, but it's basically lbmsllc.com/book, and you can get a copy of it, a free copy. Just give me some money for shipping, but you're good to go on the free copy. Okay. Now, so but I talk again. Going back to what I was saying. I talk about this, about what are you made of? What COVID did. You can turn it into a positive thing. How strong is your business? How foundationally sound is your business? In our last episode, I had an attorney, a small business attorney on. And, it made me, listening to that and re-listening to that episode, made me really think, okay, how financially or how foundationally sound is my business? And of course I reached out to it, and, we're working on a few things now, but here's the bottom line. COVID made us think differently about our business. And we have to have creativity and innovation in tough times, basically, because those things will propel your business into the next level. So think of it as a positive thing, So if you approach it with an open mind, the possibilities are endless. So you don't know what's just around the corner. So you want to embrace this challenge, and you want to really think about your marketing, and now is the time that digital marketing is really, really important in your business. I mean, it's always been important, but it's really important now, and you want to set up everything the right way. I mean, I can't tell you the amount of time. I know I'm going on a tangent here, and I'll get off this tangent in a little bit. But I can't tell you the amount of time before COVID that I have approached businesses and says, "Hey, I noticed you don't have an online presence. What are you doing to get business? Oh, I'm a word of mouth guy, and I'm doing this, I'm doing that." And they didn't have any digital presence at all. What's up with those companies now? What are they doing? I'm here for you guys. So irrespective, if you think you don't need it still because you're good, and maybe you were thinking about closing your business in the first place, okay, fine. But if you are a business that is struggling because of COVID, here is the time that you have to take a look at these trends. First of all, you got to be online. Second of all, take a look at these trends and implement. So I'm going to go over these trends again, 1 through 5, so that way we could wrap up this episode. So the number one trend that's going on right now during COVID is featured snippets. You want to go out there and create these featured snippets. It's not a trivial thing. There's a strategy behind it. I would say if you're working with a digital marketing company, help them. Tell them about this and have them help you. If you're not working with them, give us a call and we'll help you. All right. Number 2, you want to offer online purchases. Definitely think of a way outside the box that you can offer some sort of online purchase. Number 3, you want to optimize for mobile. Very critical because everyone's the mobile searches are just off the charts now. It's unbelievable. So if you're not optimized for mobile, you're hurt. You're hurting yourself. And then you want to try shoppable social media. Talk about all of these platforms and social media with these shoppable apps within it. It's unbelievable how that has really had an uptick during COVID. And last but not least, you want to get back to basics. Okay, good customer service is undoubtedly one of the most important things that you want to make sure you do. With that, folks, until next week, this has been another episode of Marketing Solutions for Local Businesses. This is Frank Deming, the local business guy, and I want to say farewell, everyone, until the next episode. Take care and bye for now. Peace out, everyone.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Marketing Solutions for Local Businesses, the podcast where you will discover all the latest and greatest digital marketing tools, tips, and strategies you will need to implement in order to stay ahead of your competition. Don't forget, any links that were mentioned during the broadcast will be available to you in the show notes, so be sure to grab them while you have the chance. Incidentally, if you have any topics that you would like for us to discuss on the show, be sure to send an email to the email provided in the show notes, or click the Contact Us link and let us know what topic you would like us to help you with, and we'll be sure to add it to our schedule. If you would like for Frank and his team to look at your digital marketing presence and give you a free evaluation, simply click the Request a Free Consultation link in the show notes to get a hold of them. That being said, until our next episode, make it a successful digital marketing day. Peace out.